Hey, good morning, my fellow real estate agents out there in the real estate business. I wanted to share with you today a marketing tool I have been using that has been getting a 100% success rate, and it really cost me $0. I know we try all kinds of different marketing. We do postcards, we do door knocking, we do phone calls, we do all kinds of ways to reach our clients. And some of them are quite costly. Let's face it, if we run an advertisement in a magazine or if we run Google ads or any of these things, we're paying money on a regular basis to get out there and to market these properties and to market our skills and our services to our neighborhoods and reach folks. I mean, my average postcard mailing per month is about $500 from my 3 buildings that I live in right now. We do some other expanded postcards to our sphere of our influence and stuff like that. But on average, just for those 3 buildings, I spend $500 per month. And I'm lucky to get a 2 or 3% return rate on that money each year, or on those listings each year. So today I wanted to share with you a tool I've been using for the last week or so, and it has so far gotten me a 100% success rate of responses. That means every single person I have sent one to has either called me, texted me, or emailed me back. And 2 out of 7 of them have listed their properties with me. 2 more of them are going to be listing their properties with me. And 1 other one is thinking about putting his on the market sometime next year. So it has been an incredibly effective tool, and I'm pushing it out to all of my clients on a daily basis. I'm doing 1 per day now because it is so incredibly effective. And I wanted to share that with you, but be sure that you stay tuned to the end, because I'm going to give you something for free that you're absolutely going to want to have. So stay tuned to the end because you're going to want those pieces of materials for your use, so that you can reach your customers and absolutely knock it out of the park. I promise you, this is an absolute game changer for your business. I've never seen a tool like it. I've done all kinds of different things. I've been in the business for, 27 years in various capacities as a real estate agent for the last 17, and in resale now for the last 7 years. I was a foreclosure broker during the down times. So I've been in all parts of the market, and I've become a top producer here at Berkshire Hathaway in Atlanta in the Midtown office by utilizing all of these techniques. And I'm going to tell you that what I'm going to show you today is unlike anything you've ever seen before. And if you are finding this video valuable today, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell button to get notified when new videos come out, because I'm going to be doing several different types on this, including showing you what the finished products look like and stuff like that. So be sure that you subscribe to my channel and click that little bell button to be notified when those videos come out. And if you have any questions as we go through the video, comment those below the video too, and I will be sure to get you the answers. This is, like I say, the #1 best tool I have ever seen in real estate in my whole life ever. So without further ado, I'm going to start that. And basically what it is a video CMA. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Basically, all I do is pop onto a Zoom call by myself with the data and share it with the clients. And I'm going to kind of show you how I do the data, how I come through it, how I get it. Now, your systems may not be exactly the same as mine, but there will be tools somewhere in your arsenal that will help you get exactly what I'm showing you today. And when you put this information in front of your clients, it absolutely blows them away. I did also use it for a price reduction a couple of days ago, and it worked flawlessly. So it has been a phenomenal tool. I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. It was actually suggested to me by Jimmy Burgess, who is the broker CEO for the North Florida office of Berkshire Hathaway, and also a friend of mine. And he is an amazing person, very smart, got some great stuff. If you do get a chance to check him out on YouTube, be sure to check out Jimmy Burgess too, because he's absolutely fantastic. And also, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. And be sure that you stay tuned to the very end of this video, because I'm going to give you something that you are absolutely going to love, and it is going to help you tremendously with your business, with doing these videos and making sure that you reach your clients in the best way possible. So without further ado, I'm actually going to jump into kind of how I put these reports together, and I'm going to share my screen with you this morning, and we're going to look at basically what I use as my first slide, and it is just as simply as this, the real list report from my MLS system. And basically what I do, sorry, I'm going to try to get that screen a little bit bigger for you there. Basically what I do is for the customers, I say, hey, Mr. Customer, in this case, I use my own personal home, but I say, hey, Mr. Customer, it's been great working with you. I really appreciate having helped you get by your home a couple of years ago. I wanted to reach out to you because you've been there now a couple of years and you know, prices have changed in the marketplace. The market has changed. I mean, we have seen things gone from an extreme seller's market to a more calm, demure market. It's still a seller's market out there. But we've obviously seen interest rates rise up. We've seen inventory start to fill up a little bit better. We're starting to see more options out there, and homes aren't selling as fast as they were. We're not seeing that crazy multiple offer situation on properly priced properties like we were before. They're having to go back to being a little bit underpriced. You know, we're not seeing that, okay, 0 days on the market and got 50 offers, and then we're running over price over list price $50,000. We're just not seeing that anymore. And what we're now seeing is a little bit more of what's called a normal market. A normal market being that homes typically take about 6 months to sell. We're still very, very well ahead of that. I mean, right now in my market in Atlanta, average days on market is around a month. So it's still very much a seller's market. Prices are still very strong. There is a little bit of negotiating room now that we're seeing with the sellers and the buyers, and we're seeing more inventory. So for buyers, there's more available out there. So they're not having to clamor onto one and pay whatever price they can to get it. But without further ado, I'm going to step into the tax record of your property specifically. And basically what we do is we come in here and we take a look at this and we look at, okay, it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit. You know, you bought it for $630,000 in 2020. It's got 2,173 square feet. The building was built in 2002 and it is a condominium. So this gives us the basic criteria. And the way that we choose our comparables is we pick comps that are 25% variance in square footage. For example, with this particular property, it'll be between 1,630 square feet and 2,716 square feet. Those will be our comparable properties. We're going to use stuff that's similar in size, 2 bedrooms to 3 bedrooms, 2 baths to 3 baths, and it's going to be within 10 years of age. In this case, 1992 to 2012. So we want to stay within those ranges. We also want to stay within a mile of the subject property and within 6 months of sale, because that really gives us the best look at what's going on in the marketplace. When we go further back, you know, an appraiser can go back a year, but as you go further back, the market didn't really change. You probably noticed that from February or March or April of this year to now, we've seen it change considerably because we're not having that multiple offer situation. Homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer. So today is a little bit different than it was 6 months ago. Now in today's exercise, I did pull one comp that was in March of this year and it's now September. So that's a little further than I like to go back, but I used it because it was a very good comp and it makes a great example. So I'm going to show that one to you as I go along. Now, I like to go down here further. I like to look through the tax record, make sure everything is correct. I'll usually go through some of this stuff with the client, you know, point out that this is where their taxes went. You can see taxes have gone up tremendously in the last year or so. So that has changed a good bit, but if we want to make sure all the statistics are right about the property, you see it shows 2,173 square feet. It's got its fuel types here, talks about the parking, talks about the water, and it also talks about the conditions. It gives us the bedroom or the total bedrooms and the total rooms as well. So this is a great gauge of, okay, what's going on with the property itself. But then I really love to go down and look first here at what we call the real AVM. And this is an estimated value, and most every MLS system has this. It is a computer generated model by the tax record based off the sold comparables that gives us an idea of what those properties may be worth. And this is our first place that we look. It is not the end all be all, but this is the place I start first when I start thinking about those prices. Now in this real AVM, you'll notice that it says, okay, we think the value is about $867,500. And that's a 74% confidence score. I personally like to see that confidence score a little bit higher, maybe an 80, 85, or 90 to know that I'm right on target. To me, this tells me, okay, you know, we're kind of sure this is the price, but not 100%. So that says, okay, Brew, let's look at the comps that we're seeing in other places and let's kind of balance them all out to see where the real numbers are. You see here, it does give me a range of 763 to 972, and that is a standard deviation of 12. So basically that's a 12% drop from one side to the other. So this kind of gives me a good starting place for how I figure out the values. And you can see, of course, here's where it was purchased. My deed, I bought it off the market, so it wasn't actually on the market. So we had to fill the data into the CMA reports manually, but it'll give you a really good idea of kind of what's going on out there in the marketplace. So now the next thing that I typically look at is going to be the Moxie Present, which is a report that comes from our system here in Atlanta. And normally what we do here is we go in here and we fill in all the data about the property. And then we also like to pull an image. And what I do usually is I go into my Dropbox, or you can go into Google Streets or whatever, and you can pull an image here that kind of goes with the property. These are some images of one of the penthouse units in the building. So I'm going to pull sort of that to give us an idea of what the building looks like from the outside. We're going to download it here, and then I'm going to drop it over into the image place here, place card for the report, because you want to have some images. You want to make sure that the report looks good and that your clients can identify with it, and it will be their property. You want something that they can see. And then, of course, I went down here in the report, filled in all of the data for the property. You'll see the 2,173 square feet. Now it's 2,673 here because it also has a rooftop terrace that's about 500 square feet. So that's included in the total square footage. I include the tax amount, the parcel. As much information as you can provide here is the best policy. I also put in the sold price, when it was purchased, those kinds of things. Then we come in here and we search for properties, and our system will search them itself and pull some, and for some reason they're not coming up here. But we can also put in the MLS number, which I did for this unit because it sold back in April, which falls a little bit further back than I would love, but it's such a great example, and it's so similar to the subject property here with 1,949 square feet. The difference being is that back in April, we were more in an accelerated seller's market, so things were selling for a little bit more than they maybe should have, and probably a lot faster. But I wanted to use it as an example because it is a great example, here of what's in the marketplace right now. Basically, we go through this, we use our computations, we move it over here into the final analysis, which my computer system comes up with, what are your average comparable prices, what would it be based on the square footage. And this is where I think it should be, about 835. And I'm gonna show you why that is here in just a minute by going through the report itself. So I pulled in the sample tutorial, and we're gonna refresh that real quick so that we can get our picture in there, because it's important that the clients see those pictures of their property when they open this up and they look at the tutorial. So I will go through this report, and of course, the one thing that I tell all of my sellers or prospects that I'm sending this to is that I'm going to send you copies of all of the reports that I show you today. 3 of them will be attached to the email that this video comes in, and then also I will send you this specific market analysis in a separate email because it comes from our CMA system. But I do love to go through this one and show them, okay, here is all of the stuff about your property. Here's all the information. This is all the same stuff we saw on the other pages. This is all of the data about the property, so that they know that you have gone through and you have put their property in very thoroughly and you've taken a look at it very carefully. Then I will show them, okay, here are the comparable properties that we used, okay? And you can go through and look at any of these. This is one that's on the market now. It's very similar. You'll see it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Also, it's 2,199 square feet. He's got 2,200 square feet, but it's really actually a little bit larger than that because he has a small rooftop terrace, which is not quite as large as the subject property. It also does not have the view. However, it is more updated. It's got a newer kitchen and newer bathrooms. Otherwise, it's pretty much exactly the same. The big trade-off would be the upgrades and then the view, because the unit that I'm using as a subject property has a tremendous nighttime view over Ponce City Market with all the lights in the city view, while this one looks at a retaining wall on the back, and basically you can't see anything. Now, somebody might prefer a private space, but most people prefer a view here in Atlanta. So you can kind of go through all of these. Again, shows you all the details, and then if you want to look through the others, you can do that as well. Here's that other one that I was using. It is 1,949 square feet. It's actually a 2-floor unit and has a small commercial space on the first floor. So it's a good comparable, but if you'll see, they listed it for $824 and it sold for $850 in just 4 days. So this was, of course, back when the market was really, really crazy, and pricing lower will help you sell your property faster and usually get you multiple offers and run up the price. Now, these two are the ones I really focused on because they're right here in the building. There were some other comparable properties that are not too far away. They're all within a mile, so they're not too far away, but we like to throw those in there for valuation purposes so that you can look at those. And again, you can always go in and look at every single property, look at the photographs, look how pretty that one is. They did a great job. It just shows spectacularly. And you'll see it sold for a pretty good price too. So it's a little bit lesser of a location because it's not by the belt line, but that's a sort of a trade-off. But most all of these that I chose were either penthouse units or a specialty unit here with the commercial space. Now, as I go further down into this report, these are the same properties on a side-by-side basis. Again, you can always click on this here. You can look at the photographs. You can flip through the photographs, those kind of things. And of course, like I say to the prospective seller or the person that I'm sending this report to, I'm sending you this report so you can look at it yourself. I'm not going to go through it in tremendous amount of detail, but you have it in your email so that you can go through and see every bit of it yourself and see exactly what it is that is in the report. Now here is a page that we call the status comparisons. Basically just puts all the actives and the solds in their own categories so that they're side by side and the subject property in its own. So you can see the numbers and everything that kind of go along with this, okay? This here is a scattergram telling you what are the averages. You see here you had the highest price that sold was $899,900. You got your median price right there at $850. That was that 2-floor unit. And then that average sales price is $829,980. Then of course you have the low one here at $749. You can also see that the typical days on market these days is about 47. So that means some are going to sell a little bit shorter and some are going to sell a little bit longer. If they're priced correctly today in this market, it should be around 47 days. Now, I will bring a point back to this other one that was pretty much head to head, which is this one here. It's actually been on the market twice, once for 50 days and now for another 27 days, I believe it was, because it has, it's now like it's 75 days on the market. So that's a really good indication that it is overpriced. It has sat too long in the marketplace. And anybody that knows anything about properties that sit, the consumer that looks at them says, oh my God, what is wrong with that property? So it ends up usually selling for a lot less than it would have had they priced it properly in the beginning. So really these two are the ones that I'm going to focus on as our comparables, because you'll see they're both in the same complex. They're both very similar square footages. They sold or priced somewhere close to the same, even though this one has not sold. This one sold in a more accelerated market. So we take that into consideration when we're thinking about our pricing. There's that days on market again. Here's another scattergram. This just kind of goes with price versus days on market. Just kind of gives you a feel for what's going on in the marketplace. And then I have another scattergram here that tells you, okay, about price and size. And you can see that most of them are pretty well similar in their prices and their size. You've got some that are a little bit lower, but that is usually because of location, style, or how much up to date they are. Now, so I go in here to the last page and I say, okay, in this estimation, you can see that the average sold price of the comparables is $812,000. You can see that the price based on square footage is $883, but I believe that your property is worth somewhere about $835,000. This last page is just a little bit of detail about me, but we know each other, so you don't really need to see all of that. But that's kind of the things that you really want to look at. Now, the next thing that I do is pull what's called a trend graphics report for the prospective seller or the prospective client. And with the trend graphics, this is a great program, and it's in our arsenal here with Berkshire Hathaway. We go over here and we hit this thing called Trend Graphics Market Data Report, and it comes up and I can pick specifically the zip code of the property. I can go down here further and I can say, okay, it's 2 to 3 bedrooms, 2 to 2 baths, 0 to 1 half baths, 1991 to 2011. And I can also control that square footage. So this I used is 25% square footage smaller and 25% square footage larger. And it brings up this cool report right here. I'm gonna flip over to that report right here because this is a little bit easier way to see it. And I send this report attached in the email to the prospective seller or the person that I'm doing the market analysis for. And basically what I do is I say, okay, you can look and see here what's been going on in the marketplace. You can see that there were a lot of homes that were on the market and some sold. So we saw that pretty high and pretty low, but you can kind of see it's leveled out a good bit here. And right now there are 5 homes that are somewhat similar to the subject property. They're on the market, and typically in a month's time, 3 of those are going to sell. So again, remember, we saw that 45 days on market, and this kind of reflects that 45 days, doesn't it? So if 3 are selling in a month, you got 2 leftovers, right? So that gives you about another half or 2/3 of a month that you're going to have in sales. Again, that is reflected right here in your days on market. This one is a little bit different. We kind of try to like average these out because they go up and down so fast. And then we also love to look at, okay, how many months of inventory is there out there? And then you can see right here in the graph, 1.7. And that was so reflective right here in this number too. And again, remember, Mr. Seller, I am sending you a copy of this report. It will be attached to the email that I'm sending you today, so you can take a look at this and go through it all you'd like. I'm also sending you a printout of these listings that were in the marketplace. I picked these a couple of different ways. I like to look at them here in the MLS because I can also pop the reports open, but I also like to look at them in the report itself. And this is what I will send to you, Mr. Seller, because this will tell you what each one of these are. It also shows you the list dates, which ones sold, which ones were withdrawn, what they closed for, how long they were on the market, all of that kind of stuff. And this, of course, like I say, is attached to the email that I am sending to you as a seller. So that's really 4 pieces of data that we take to look at your property. We like to look at the trend graphics, which tells us what's going on in the marketplace as a whole. That's the data there. We like to pull the listings specifically from the MLS and then put those in our Moxie report that gives you the graphical interactive report that you're going to be getting separately as well, Mr. Seller. So we include all those, and we also look at that real list report, which gives us the data about the property and suggests to us what the price might be. Now, I know this is a lot of stuff to take in, and if you do have any questions, please be sure that you comment those below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and click that little bell button to be notified as soon as these new videos come out. I'm going to be providing some really cool tutorials in the next couple of weeks, as well as some finished products of these videos, so you can really see what that looks like, what the consumer sees on the end. I like these videos to be between 8 and like 15 minutes, and it depends on how much data there is as to which one I'm going to be sending. Now, I always keep a separate folder here with all the images and then the printout reports so that I can quickly add them to the mail. Because what I'll do here is I'll go, okay, into my composed mail bucket here, and I'll say, okay, video market report for 640 Glen Iris Drive, number 611, and I'll say something like, hey Paul, I hope you are doing well. Sorry about that. I compiled a video market report on the valuation of your property. I hope you find this valuable, and please let me know if you have any questions. Attached are the documents I used in the video, and I am also a totally interactive market report in a separate video or in a separate email that I demonstrate straight in the video. And then I'll go, okay, here is a link to the video, And then of course I will pop that link in there, and then I will come in here and attach all of these tutorial pieces to this email. 1, 2, and 3, drop them in there, put their email address in there. For example, I'm just sending it to myself, pop it in there, and bang, it goes off. And there, as you see, popped up in my email already. Then I go in here to the Moxie Present, which is right here. I say send this here and send it to myself, basically, in this case. And I'll put in here interactive market analysis. 640 Glen Iris, 611 Dear Paul. Here is the market interactive market report I mentioned in my video. Thanks, Fruit Crabs, Berkshire Hathaway, 404 984-0243. Okay, I will send this. It will pop up in my own personal email here in just a minute. So I hope these have been some great and valuable tools. And as I promised, I have a special gift for you as well that goes along with this. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and click that little bell button to be notified when these videos come out. And if you have any questions, of course, don't forget to comment those below. And if you don't mind helping me beat those pesky algorithms, I would really love that too. Commenting, liking, and sharing my videos really does help me reach more great folks just like you, help more people to improve their business. And like I say, I have had a 100% response rate with this this technique. Now, I've only been doing it for a week, but 100%. And I have 6 more that I have to do today. And people are now calling me, asking me for them. My phone is ringing. My emails are calling on me. I'm not having to do any prospecting. It costs me $0. It is so easy. It takes me about 30 minutes each morning for each video. I'm trying to do 1 per day. I highly recommend 1 per day. And you don't have to just do it to your own past clients. If anybody you know where you know their address and their email address, you could send it to them. It could be your friend, it can be your aunt, it can be your uncle, it can be your mother, it can be your cousin, it can be your neighbor, it can be somebody from soccer practice. Really anybody whose information that you have, you can create this report. You know, just come in, establish a little rapport with them, maybe even say something funny. I love that one. Sometimes I say something stupid, which is even more funny, and they really get a kick out of it. So it's really, really simple. And like I say to you, it is 100% effective. I have every single person that I've sent one to has either called me, texted me, listed with me, or told me that they're going to list with me. And I'm going to be pushing this very, very hard in my business over the next few months to really see what we can do with it. I highly recommend that you do. Like I say, it costs $0 and the results are unbelievable. Now, I did promise you something free, and I'm about to tell you about that. What I'm going to do for you today, of course, this video tutorial is free and you can use it however you like. Please feel free to share that with your friends. But if you like copies of the documents that I did today, the sample documents, so that you can see those for yourself, you can actually have the paper versions, print them out, that kind of stuff, I will be more than happy to send those to you. But I need you to do 2 things for me. Number 1, comment below this video, I want the documents or something like that, and then send me a text message to my cell phone, 404-984-0243. Include your name, your email address, and something like, I'd like the documents from the CMA tutorial. Send those to me by text message. I don't want them getting out there, but I need you to comment below the video and then also send me the text message, and I will be more than happy to send you all of these documents. I'll send you a copy of the Moxie Present as well so that you can see that, and then you'll have those documents in hand. It's a truly helpful and amazing tool. I hope that it brings you a tremendous and amazing amount of success. For me, so far, it has been an absolute game changer for my business. I've never found a marketing tool like this before, never. And I've been in this business for a very long time. And if this proves to continue the results, which I am 100% certain that it will, it is going to catapult my business into a place that I never thought possible. So please, if you want the documents, be sure that you comment below the video and you send me a text message at my cell phone number, 404-984-0243. Say, I want the documents from the tutorial, give me your name and give me your email address. Send that to my cell phone, and I will send those to you right away. And of course, if you have any questions, be sure that you comment those below this video. I really appreciate you watching today. It is truly my pleasure to share this incredible tool with you. I hope it makes you millions of dollars, and I know it will. So use it. I'd love to also hear what your results are from your efforts over the next few weeks. And of course, if you do have any clients that are moving to the Atlanta, Georgia area, please consider me for your referrals. I work the Atlanta in-town market. These are neighborhoods like Buckhead, Old Fourth Ward, Midtown, Virginia Highlands, Inman Park, and we're really anything that's inside the perimeter of Atlanta. And I would love to help your customers, provide them with 5-star service and make sure they get the home of their dreams, make you look absolutely amazing, and send you a check for the closing. So send me those referrals here for Atlanta. If you have any questions about the video, comment them below. Thank you again so much for tuning in today. I hope your day is absolutely amazing. Your weekend is fantastic, and the rest of your year and the years to come are the best years in real estate you've ever seen. And remember, subscribe to my channel, click that little bell button, because I'm going to be doing a lot more of these tutorials to help you improve your business and become the top agent in your area.